Station Now Network for All, in short, CNN for All, Urbana, Illinois, USA.
And Bethel House of Refuge, Muhammad, Illinois, also in the USA, presents this week's breaking news in wellness and in health. Hi, I'm Pete of the Dr. Z and Pete Breaking News in Wellness and Health Show. Presently the CEO of Bethel House of Refuge in Muhammad, Illinois. Formerly, I was the executive director of a prison ministry in this area, and previous to that, owner-operator of a commercial construction business operating in the East Central Illinois area. This is my good friend, my co-host, and a medical professional, Dr. Alex Rama Zachariah, MD. Doc is also a medical professor and the CEO of CNN for All. Recently, Doc was the chief medical officer, the medical director of Provena, now Presence United Medical Center in Danville, Illinois, from 2008 through most of 2009. Prior to that, he was dean of one of the top 12 medical schools of 300 plus medical schools in India. Christian Medical College in Ludhiana, India. Doc, with his wife Prema, also a retired physician and professor, specialized in maternal and child health care. They spent 43 years at Christian Medical College, Ludhiana, first as medical students and then as faculty until they retired in 2000. They have resided with us in Urbana, Illinois since 2005. Doc, you got an outstanding resume. Man, I'm glad to have you here. We have your perspective. I'm privileged to co-host with you, and I would like you to tell the folks what we're really all about here.
This is for information only. Do not change your treatment based on this. You may ask your physician to watch this, and you can ask them to watch this show.
Yep. Listen, if you'd like to contact us by email, breakingnews@cnn4all.com.
Or you may write to us, Breaking News, CNN for All, P.O. Box 17494, USA.
All right. Well, let's jump right into this week's breaking news. For all you knee problem people, knee bracing can significantly reduce pain of kneecap osteoarthritis. A UK study suggests wearing a knee brace has been shown to significantly improve the pain and symptoms of a type of osteoarthritis affecting the kneecap, according to a new study.
Yes, this is the University of Manchester study presented this year in Osteoarthritis Research Society International meeting in Philadelphia. Osteoarthritis of the knee affecting the kneecap, that is patellofemoral osteoarthritis, accounts for about 20% of patients with knee pain. Osteoarthritis of the knee affects millions around the world and is increasing as the population ages and becomes more obese. The current treatments are limited to pain relief and joint replacement.
I'm one of those guys affected by that. I'm getting me one of those braces. The research team conducted a randomized controlled trial of a lightweight Lycra flexible knee brace fitted around the knee with the support strap for the kneecap. There were significant improvements between the brace-wearing group and the no-treatment group in scores for pain. That's good news. Pain for symptoms, knee stiffness, muscle strength, and function. I have all of those issues, Doc, so I'm getting one.
Patients repeated that wearing the brace made their knee feel more secure,
good news,
stable, and supported. The authors theorized that these sensations gave the patient a confidence to move the knee more normally, and this helped in improving muscle strength, knee functions, and symptoms.
Absolutely, Doc. You know, I know my left knee hurts and I'm moving to compensate it all the time and would much prefer to do it the other way around. All right, well, we're moving right along. We're going from knee problems to salt in the diet. High salt diet and ulcer bug combine to increase risk of cancer. Numerous epidemiologic studies have shown that a diet high in salt is associated with increased risk of gastric cancer. Now, Timothy L. Cover and the colleagues of Vanderbilt University show that high dietary salt combined with infection caused by ulcer-causing bacterium Helicobacter pylori greatly increases the risk of cancer.
This is an organism that's found in the ulcer. This animal study was published ahead of print in the journal Infection and Immunity this year. In the study, the researchers infected Mongolian gerbils with H. pylori. One set of gerbils received the regular diet, the other a high-salt diet. At the end of the experiment, every animal on the high-salt diet developed cancer, compared with just 58% of those on regular diet.
Then poor gerbils. Increased inflammation increases gastric cancer risk when accompanied by a high salt diet, which is speaking probably directly to fast foods. A lot of salt in fast foods. Man, you've got to take care of your diet. Check this out. Community gardens may produce more than vegetables. Good news, people who participate in community gardening have a significantly lower body mass index, BMI, as well as lower odds of being overweight or obese than do their non-gardening neighbors. Researchers at the University of Utah reported that these other findings in the American Journal of Public Health that was published online this year.
That's
good news for community gardeners.
And we may eat more vegetables.
Right.
Results showed that women community gardeners had an average BMI 1.84 lower than their neighbors, which translates to an 11-pound weight difference for a woman 5 feet 5 inches tall. For men, the BMI was lower by 2.36 for gardeners, a difference of 16 pounds for a man 5 feet 10 inches tall compared to the neighborhood cohort. Gardeners were also less likely to be overweight or obese, 46% less for women gardeners and 72% less for men gardeners.
Oh, you chubbies better wake up. They're not growing chocolate in the garden. As a percentage of Americans living in urban areas continues to grow, this initial study validates the idea that community gardens are a valuable neighborhood asset. Means you got to get out of your house and go someplace else. And those community gardens can promote healthier living. This could be of interest to urban planners, public health officials, and others focused on designing new neighborhoods and revitalizing old ones. Ultimately, you're responsible for your health, and you've got to get off the couch and quit eating all them chips and chocolate and start eating, right, Doc, more veggies.
Yes.
And we go from community gardens to anti-smoking ads with strong arguments, not flashy editing, triggering part of a brain that changes behavior. Researchers from Perelman School of Medicine at the University of Pennsylvania have shown that an area of the brain inside your brain initiates behavioral changes. That they had a greater activation in smokers who watched anti-smoking ads with strong arguments versus those with weaker ones and flashy nonsense. And irrespective of all those flashy elements, like bright and rapidly changing scenes, loud sounds, and unexpected scenario twists. These smokers also had significantly less nicotine metabolites in their urine when tested a month after viewing those ads. That means they really work.
This is the first time researchers have shown an association between cognition and brain activity to respond to content and format in televised ads and behavior. Even ads riddled with attention-grabbing tactics are not effective at reducing tobacco intake unless their arguments are strong. However, ads with flashy editing and strong arguments, for example, produce better recognition.
Well, you know, on DVDs, they have this ad where all these people come rushing out of this building, and all of a sudden they all drop dead, and you haven't figured out until the end what they're even talking about. Then it says smoking's bad for you. Well, that's flashy editing, and it doesn't work. People go, click. I'm not going to do that. So, strong message. Smoking causes cancer. That's a strong message. All right, we're going back to doctors. Doctors in training, Doc, it says they spend very little time at a patient's bedside. This study finds medical interns spend just 12% of their time examining and talking with patients, and that more than 40% of their time is spent behind a computer, according to a new Johns Hopkins study that closely followed first-year residents at Baltimore's 2 large academic medical centers. Indeed, the study found interns spent nearly as much time walking, 7%, as they did caring for patients at the bedside. This isn't acceptable, Doc. My mother had a pacemaker, and they kept messing with the pacemaker, and finally her pulmonologist said, I need you to tell me what's going on with you. Now she's 95. She said, I walk 20 feet and I can't breathe. I lose my breath. I have to catch my breath. So he jacked her pacemaker up from 56 to 70, and now she's back on the trampoline. Start talking to your patients, right, Doc? I mean, you're a doc, right?
And this is compared with similar time tracking studies done before 2003. The researchers found that interns since then spend significantly less time in direct contact with patients. One of the most important learning opportunities in residency is direct interaction with patients. Spending an average of 8 minutes a day with each patient just doesn't seem like enough time.
Well, that's true. You know, and parents that spend 8 minutes a day with their kids, they don't have it either. So, well, the researchers found that interns spent 12% of their time talking with examining patients, 64% on indirect patient care, such as placing orders, researching patient history, and filling out electronic paperwork. Can you believe it? 15% on educational activities, such as medical rounds, and 9% on miscellaneous activities. Getting to know patients can better improve diagnosis and care and reduce medical errors, don't you think?
Absolutely. Now, this brings us to a very important point.
Yes.
That the practice of medicine is both science and an art.
Yes.
And now the science content has increased to almost 90%, and the art aspect of spending time with the patient, talking to the patients, interacting with patients has shrinking as the science data increasing. We need to balance between the science and the art and the practice of medicine.
Bicyclists are granted all of the rights and are subject to all of the duties applicable to the driver of a motor vehicle. At stop signs and traffic signals, all vehicles must stop and either wait for a green light or proceed through the stop sign in the order that is appropriate. Bicyclists, by stopping at stop signs and traffic signals, you will make a positive impression and earn respect for following the rules of the road.
I almost forgot, Doc, we've got a health song, don't we?
We have one.
Okay.
Eat more.
Yes, eat more.
More of veggies.
More of veggies.
Whole grains.
Whole grains.
Fruits.
Fruits.
Go nuts on nuts.
Go nuts on nuts. I'm all for going nuts on nuts. Eat more.
Yes, eat more.
Yes, eat more.
More of veggies.
More of veggies.
Whole grains.
Whole grains.
Fruits.
Fruits.
Go nuts on nuts.
Go nuts on nuts.
Exercise more.
Exercise more.
Walk, jog, run, bike.
Walk, jog, run, bike.
Treadmill, elliptical.
Treadmill, elliptical.
Till soaked in sweat.
Till soaked in sweat.
Exercise more.
Oh, exercise more.
Walk, jog, run, bike.
Walk, jog, run, bike.
Treadmill, elliptical.
Treadmill, elliptical.
Till soaked in sweat. Eat less.
Eat less.
Yes, eat less.
Yes, eat less.
Less of fried food.
Less of fried food.
Starch.
Starch.
Sugar.
Sugar.
Say no to soda pop.
Say no to soda pop.
Eat less.
Eat less.
Yes, eat
yes,
less.
eat less.
Less of fried food.
Less of fried food.
Starch, sugar.
Starch, sugar.
Say no to soda pop.
Exercise more. 5 times a week. Half hour or more. Till you're soaked in sweat.
Exercise more.
Oh, exercise more.
5 times a week.
5 times a week.
half hour or more.
Half hour or more
Till
you're soaked in sweat.
in sweat.
Hey, we want to thank you from all you people from Science Daily for the information you provided for us. Also, the City of Urbana's UPTV production coordinator, Jason Liggett, production intern, Caleb Serpentis, and our UPTV station manager, Jake Schumacher. We thank you all for watching, and we'll be back soon.
My hero doesn't bat 500, doesn't have an exciting job, doesn't drive an expensive SUV. My hero stood by my mom when she was pregnant, worked hard to help us, chose to have and love me. My hero? My dad.
If you're facing an unplanned pregnancy, learn more today about parenting or adoption. While there are unwanted pregnancies, there are no unwanted children.
Compassion Now Network for All, in short, CNN for All, Urbana, Illinois, USA.
And Bethel House of Refuge, Muhammad, Illinois, presents this week's breaking news in wellness and in health for all people and all professionals. Hi, I'm the Pete of Dr. Z and Pete, and this is my distinguished co-host, my good friend, and our medical professional, Dr. Alex Rama Zechariah, MD. Doc is also a medical professor and CEO of CNN for All. Welcome, Doc. Good to have you with us. We're going to jump right into our breaking news in wellness and health this week. Vitamin E is identified as a potential weapon against obesity-related illnesses. A potential new way to fight these obesity-related illnesses has been uncovered thanks to the serendipitous research, big word, led by investigators at Case Western Reserve University School of Medicine. Vitamin E, Doc, tell us about it.
The findings were presented at this year's annual meeting of the American Society of Biochemistry and Molecular Biology, held in conjunction with the Experimental Biology 2013. The team discovered the essential nutrient vitamin E can alleviate symptoms of liver disease brought on by obesity. This directly impacts on the lives of approximately 63 million Americans who are at potential risk for developing obesity-related liver disease in their lifetimes.
For adults, the recommended dietary allowance of vitamin E is 15 milligrams a day. That's pretty low. Vegetable oils, nuts and seeds, leafy greens, and fortified cereals commonly contain vitamin E. And this thing says that obese people, you're not just fat, you're damaging other parts of your body by remaining in that obese condition. Check this out, Doc. Tart cherries linked to reduced risk of stroke. For millions of Americans at risk for heart disease or diabetes, a diet that includes tart cherries, that's sour cherries, might actually be better than what the doctor ordered, according to imagine that. According to new animal research from the University of Michigan Health System. You know, Michigan exports a lot of cherries.
The new research from the University of Michigan Cardioprotection Research Laboratory suggests that tart cherries not only provide similar cardiovascular benefits as the prescribed medication, but can also reduce the risk of stroke, even when taken with these pharmaceutical options. The results, which were seen in stroke-prone rats, were presented this year at the Experimental Biology 2013 meeting in Boston.
Man, Doc, I'd rather take cherries than pharmaceuticals any day. Tart cherries, too. Man, that's excellent. It's showing that in nature there are things that can help you to maintain proper health. Check this out, Doc. The microbes you inhale on the New York City subway. Hey, they're talking about microbial population in the air of the New York City subway system is nearly identical to that of ambient air on the city streets. That could be both good and bad, I mean, depending on what it is in the streets. The research published ahead of print this year in the Journal of Applied and Environmental Microbiology, say that 5 times, establishes an important baseline should it become necessary to monitor the subway's air for the dispersal of potentially dangerous microbes. Also, the combination of those new methodologies in the study include fast collection of aerosols and rapid sequencing technology provide efficient means for monitoring which was not previously available. So they're monitoring the air even in the subway system so you can relax if you got to get on the subway.
The results are strong testimony for the efficiency of the train pumping system for ventilation. The only obvious difference in the subway's microbial populations are the somewhat higher proportion of skin microbiota and the double density of the fungal population may be due to rotting wood. One is impressed by the similarity of subway and the outdoor air. So you can breathe easily in the subway.
Yeah, well, that's if it's the outdoor air is as good as everybody like to think. Well, it's out in the open, so that actually would make it better, wouldn't it? Okay, well, listen, we're talking about a lot of things about wellness and health. One of them, did you know this? Drinking one 12-ounce sugar-sweetened soft drink a day can increase the risk of type 2 diabetes by 22%, studies suggest. Doc, give me your medical advice or opinion. What is type 2?
Type 2 is the adult diabetes. The type 1 is the juvenile.
Okay, so how is type 2 treated?
Type 2 treated differently. It's due to obesity and your intake. And so this is, and the type 1 diabetes need insulin replacement, while the type 2 diabetes, you need to just kick the pancreas to make more insulin.
In any case, it's misery. One soft drink a day can increase the risk of type 2 diabetes by 22%, the study suggests. Drinking one or one extra 12-ounce serving size of a sugar-sweetened soft drink a day can be enough to increase the risk of developing type 2 diabetes by 22%, a new study suggests. Wake up, soda pop drinkers.
The research is published in Diabetologia, the Journal of European Association for the Study of Diabetes, this year. The authors also observed a statistically significant increase in type 2 or adult diabetes incidence related to artificially sweetened soft drink consumption. This study is in Europe is similar to that found in the meta-analysis of previous studies conducted mostly in North America that found a 25% increased risk of adult or type 2 diabetes associated with 12-ounce daily increment of sugar-sweetened beverage consumption.
My goodness, never has it been more apparent, Doc, that we have our own wellness and health care in our own hands.
And
a lot of soda pop.
And the decisions we make.
Right. Cost to treat heart failure expected to more than double by 2030. By 2030, you and every U.S. taxpayer could be paying $244 a year to care for heart failure patients, according to the American Heart Association policy statement.
Yes, the statement published online this year in the American Heart Association journal Circulation. Heart failure predicts the number of people with heart failure could be climbed to 46% from 5 million in 2012 to 8 million, almost double in 2030. Direct and indirect costs to treat heart failure could more than double 31 billion in 2012 to 70 billion in 2030.
Well, if we don't improve or reduce the incidence of heart failure by preventing or by helping to prevent and treat the underlying conditions, there will be an extremely large monetary and health burden on every person in this country, Doc. Hey, I saw a couple fellas in the green room.
Yeah, just this time only one. So we would be back with our visitor. Eat nor, yes, eat nor.
Who are you?
Oh, I am Dr. Yoha, and I'm visiting you, and I like to sing a health song.
Do you know this fella?
This guy? Looks familiar.
So you're going to sing a health song.
That's right.
All right.
Eat more. Yes, eat more.
Eat more.
Yes.
We've been talking about eating less.
That's right. No, eat more of veggies, fruits, whole grains. Go nuts on nuts.
I'm for going nuts on nuts.
Eat more. Yes, eat more. More of veggies, whole grain, fruit. Go nuts on nuts.
Is that all?
No. Exercise more. Walk, jog, run, bike. Treadmill, elliptical. Till soaked in sweat.
Yeah, we need to be soaked in sweat.
Exercise more. Walk, jog, run, bike. Treadmill, elliptical. Till soaked in sweat.
Oh, yeah.
Till soaked in
Oh,
sweat?
yeah. Is that it? Or is there more?
No, there's more. But this time, eat less.
Eat less.
Yes, eat less. Less of fried food, sugar, starch, say no to soda pop.
Yeah, we've been hearing that.
Eat less. Yes, eat less. Less of fried foods, sugar, starch, say no to soda pop.
Is that all, Dr. Johan?
No.
Still more?
Yeah, exercise more. 5 times a week. Hot or more. Till soaked in sweat. Did you hear me?
Oh, yeah, sounded good.
How many times?
5 times a week.
How long?
Half hour or more.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, all right. Thanks, Doc.
Exercise more 5 times a week. Hot or more. Till soaked in sweat.
You're going to be soaked in that suit.
Yeah,
right.
I better get out of this.
All right. Thanks for coming, Dr. Johan. We'd also like to thank the people from Science Daily that provided us with our information on breaking news in wellness and health. Also, thanks goes out to our UPTV production coordinator, Jason Liggett, our production intern, Caleb Serpenis, and, of course, the UPT TV station manager, Jake Schumacher. Thanks so much. And we'll see you next week.
No, thank you for me.
Oh, sorry. Thanks, Dr. Johan.
Oh, thank
we'll
you.
See you
Thank
next
you.
time. And don't forget your little buddy.
Okay, thank you.